And you never think that it's going to be your school.
Covenant School families still very much feeling the trauma of being so closely connected to one of the most painful days in Tennessee history. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chen sat down with two Covenant moms as they reflect on the past year.
These mothers tell me this week feels just as raw as it did a year ago. The pain is still there, but they hope their stories lead to change. Message after message. Mary Joyce remembers checking her phone and getting the worst text a parent could get, an active shooter at her daughter's school.
And we're all just crumbling and confused and chaotic. And everything is just flooding in your brain, like, is my child safe? Is she scared? Is she, what's going on? Where is she?
Joyce's daughter was 9 years old at the time, in the 3rd grade. With the roads blocked, Joyce starts running up Hillsborough Pike, focused on one thing.
I didn't know what else to do, but I just needed to hold my child. I just needed to find her.
Around the same time, Melissa Alexander gets a call from her 4th grade son.
And he was hysterical. He was crying and screaming into the phone, and he was begging for me to come save him. Between the time I left my house and on the way to the school, I thought those were probably going to be our last words.
An officer eventually directed Alexander to the fire station by the school.
And so I run back around and I cut my hands, and right then my son saw me in the window. And he runs up to the window and he's crying, he's hysterical. And he's like, "Mom, come in here, come hold me." So I put my hand up against the window and I said, "Put your hand up here." And he put his hand on mine. I said, "Mom's here, you're safe. I love you, you're gonna be fine, you're all right."
Officers let Alexander hug her son, thanking God he was okay.
And you never think it's going to be your child's glass. And for my friends that lost their children, you never think it's going to be your child.
Joyce eventually reunited with her daughter, who never spoke about what she saw until months later.
And she said, "I saw a black tip of a gun come into our classroom, and she had shot through the window and stuck the gun in and was still shooting." And that is her real life boogeyman that I can't get out of her head.
A year later, both moms are fighting for change.
And when we pick them up and we know that they've been in a war zone like this, how can we say that they're safe?
They are pushing for safe storage laws, closing background check loopholes, and keeping weapons temporarily out of the hands of those who may be a danger to themselves or others. Some Republicans feel these laws violate their Second Amendment rights.
And we want to have conversations with people, because coming in saying this is what we want and pointing fingers and screaming is not productive.
Alexander, who is a gun owner and leans conservative, now realizes these things take time.
I don't want to see anybody else experience what we've experienced. And to see that we are a year from that day and see that we haven't made a ton of progress, I had just expected differently.
I just want to go back to when things were great and we were still together and we were all still connected. And I can't believe it's been a year.
Their purpose in doing all of this, they don't want other families to experience the pain they felt on this dark day. Reporting in Nashville, I'm Amanda Chen, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.